Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Rugby Through the Leagues podcast. This week hasn't quite gone to plan due to a few issues. A poorly child and being duty parent. And Dan, our guest, is over in Brazil. So there's been a few issues with timings and internet, etc. We're going to fill this opportunity with a bit of a rally round the grounds, around what we've done, what the plan is for the pod as well, because I know I've mentioned a few things in the planning, and obviously how long this round of podcasts is going to continue. So I want to try and run through that while we've got an opportunity to slot one in. Don't worry, we will still get Dan on as a guest. The plan is to hopefully get him still this week, probably just bumping him into the next one. We'll wait and see. I won't obviously let you know till the end, but there's a good chance that he'll probably be on the next episode. If not, we've got another Grassroots Rugby episode lined up with Richmondshire. Been messaging me on TikTok. Really good bunch of lads. Had a bit of a shit season last season. Got big plans this year. Started the season pretty well. Got them coming on. Got one of the lads and the captain and the vice captain. Be good to get a bit more Grassroots back into the pod as well. So if it's not Dan on the next one, it'll be them. And then if it's Dan, then they're going to be on the one afterwards. So we're still getting Dan on. It's just trying to logistically button it all in together. So we've obviously got big plans. This round of episodes we've got over 25 episodes now, so we're running pretty well. The plan is to probably get this up to the end of November to end the first season of Rugby Through the Leagues podcast. Gives me a chance to have some time off over Christmas. Obviously, we managed to make it muddle through during our travels and stuff like that, and I just want to try and now refine the editing process. Because we've had a few issues with Riverside, who we were using. We're now using the scripts. Want to try and get that all refined, make sure we can still produce the best product possible. So obviously bought some fancy gear. Want to make sure that everything's set up, everything's running and stuff like that. At the minute, I'm just getting through the episodes, which has hampered some of probably the quality, which I'm not happy with myself. And you guys have probably noticed, but I want to try and make sure we get that all refined. So we're going to get through to probably the end of November, and then that be that. Look at restarting again in February with some huge guests as well. We've got some really big guests lined up, and I think they'll be great to not a bolt on the end of this season, but we want to start the next season with a nice big bang as well. We've also got an episode coming up in a couple of weeks. A couple of my mates back in England that are we've got a group chat, rugby group chat. So all we do is chat shit about rugby usually. What we've seen, what we've done, games at the weekend. They're both Bristol Bears fans as well. So Bristol lads will obviously probably quite enjoy that. They're big fans of Joe Batley as well. So they're proper fangirling. So if you remember, I did mention them in previous pods, but got a couple of my mates, Buster and Adam, are going to jump on, and we're bringing back the Grassroots Rugby series. So obviously during the summer I managed to make it out to the likes of Newbury and Petersfield. We want to really kick that off again and get the guys out on a weekly basis if possible, and then if not, fortnightly basis depending on availability. So obviously if you guys want us to come to your rugby club and do a bit of an intro and show us around your new ground or your ground that you've got being built or just your current setup, we're always available for a league lunch as well. I'm not going to turn them down, but we want to just be able to come in, speak before the game, speak to both teams, obviously interview during half time, and then do a final roundup and hopefully obviously get some footage of your man of your match and your dick of your day process as well, because they're always the good bits to see in the game. We want to show Grassroots Rugby how good it is as well. So 16th of November is hopefully going to be the first game we're looking at getting to. So if you see this episode and you've got a home game on that weekend, local to Portsmouth to start with, then drop us a message, because it'd be really good to get you guys on, get Buster and Adam in and started, and then we can really hit the ground running and start getting a few more names in. It'd be nice to get lower down the leagues as well. We've obviously done quite a bit in Regional 2 league. So it'd be nice to get further down the league and then further up the league, depending on what's available, what games are on those weekends. So, yeah, let us know, reach out, and we want to come and see your club, see what you've done, see how you set up and try and put you guys in the shop window as well, because I think there was a really good response to what we did during the summer, and don't want to miss that opportunity just because I'm stuck over here in sunny Spain. Obviously, it's not so sunny today, so you guys have got a one-up on me there, but it'd be great to get back out to grassroots rugby and showing exactly what this podcast is about. So Buster and Adam are going to be joining us. There's going to be a new episode, probably early November, probably the 9th, probably to be around then. The 8th or 9th will be the episode that they jump on. We do a proper intro and go through what they know about rugby and how they love the game, and obviously where they want to help grow the pod. Reach out, let us know. Hopefully we can get to a club near you and show off what you guys have got and where grassroots rugby is growing, and obviously where others may need support. So either way, we can hopefully get that shown off to you. And then back to today's episode, we want to highlight pretty much the start of the season. So I used to be able to do a bit of intros beforehand, but the episode interviews have been getting a bit longer because we've been getting more detailed guests on. Obviously, previous guest, Lexi, though, for those that don't know, she's now finished her challenge. So she's in the process of submitting the paperwork to the Guinness World Records. Just want to shout out a massive well done to Lexi, and what an amazing feat she did. Completed it in the 45 days as planned. I was in the WhatsApp groups. Some of the footage was quite horrific. Some of the stuff she had to get through, and obviously it wasn't the easiest, but she's an absolute trooper. Managed to smash it out of the park. Managed to get back down to Sandy Park at the weekend to do the final ball handover as well. That was great to see. She got on the pitch, managed to do the handover as well. Lexi, you're a hero. Thank you so much for jumping on. Everyone that hasn't been able to donate as well, just follow, get back onto the end-to-end rugby relay, because what a challenge that was and what a feat to get it completed as well. So Lexi, well done. And everyone else that hasn't been able to pop any couple of quid in the pot, then do what you can and it'll be greatly appreciated. So moving on, we want to catch up with how the season started. So obviously a lot of the clubs we've been to have had brilliant starts, so we've gone up and down. There's been some leagues that have raced away, some leagues from last season that are still pretty close again. So want to try and do a little bit of a run through the national, from championship down, and see how those leagues are potentially going to pan out for the seasons as well. So I think it'd be really good to catch up. Obviously the likes of Havant, that we obviously had a couple of interviews with. Petersfield were obviously doing their bits. Newbury in the same league. Obviously Gosport, can't go too far away from Gosport as well. So be good to see where everything is. And it looks like we've got a bit of a championship battle going on at the minute as well. So Coventry propping the table up as well, doing very well. Four wins, 4 bonus point wins as well. Putting some scores on the board as well. Ealing got 3 wins and a defeat. So how costly could that be at the end of the season as well for Ealing? So Coventry really flying. Cowdy and Cambridge supporting the league at the bottom. Pirates have dropped off as well. They're down in 10th on 8 points. Chinner up in 4th. What a start for them. There was a few people on TikTok saying it was an embarrassment that they were in our championship and stuff like that. But they're definitely hanging their hat on being well worthy to be up there. 2 wins, 2 losses, 131 points scored, and on 12 points in 4th behind Bedford Blues. Rest of the teams in between, very close, pretty much separated by a point or 2. So it looks like it's going to be a very good season. Let's see how costly that one defeat for Ealing will be at the end of the year. I'd like to see it be costly, just because it's nice to see a competitive championship, but personally don't see it affecting them that much at the end. It was Donny that done them as well on the couple of weekends ago by point. So 35-36. So fair play to Doncaster for getting a big scalp there. And hopefully there's a couple more. Let's get it nice and competitive. Obviously, the likes of Chinner that are not available in the Premiership Rugby Cup as well. So hope it might benefit them by getting a few less games in the season as well to hopefully carry on their big start to the season. So Championship, it looks like it's going to be another barnstormer. Hopefully we can obviously keep that ticking along and even keep Ealing close enough so it doesn't run away as well. I know that there's the new tender that's gone out as well with Worcester and Wasps and London Irish resubmitting their applications, I believe, for the new formation of Division 2 or whatever the RFU are calling it now. It looks like another fiddle by the RFU to make sure their mates are back in where they started. And I don't think it's fair on the teams around them that have obviously survived, had to go through the hardships and stuff like that. I need to probably look a little bit more into it, whether I'm jumping the gun there, but I think it's another stitch up for the clubs that are in there and the clubs that have been around it. And just to make sure the old guard return into what they want. And they'll probably open the door for a couple of seasons to get them back in the Prem, and then that's what they want. So let's hope I'm just being a cynical old bastard, but everything's on the door as well to shine what I'm pointing at as potential. Nat 1 looks like it's going to be another big league for a lot of big clubs. Rams are on 29.6 wins. It looks like they missed out on one bonus point win as well. So they're on 29. Richmond second on 26. So 5 wins and a draw there. Rotherham Titans, 5 wins and a loss. So they look like they're bang up there in third with 25 points. You've got Birmingham Moseley in fourth with 24. So 5 points separates the top 4. Plymouth Albion in fifth on 22. So Roslyn Park, then you've got Blackheath. Obviously, James Shanahan's over there. They're in 7th. So 3 wins, 3 losses for Blackheath, which is great to see. Hopefully, they can obviously really make a dent this year. Big signings. It looks like they've started the season fairly well. You've got Sale FC. Dings Cruisers obviously went up last year as well. Darlington, Modern Park, though, are bottom. 6 defeats, 1 point. Looks like they picked up a bonus point defeat as well. Esher got promoted last year. They're in 13th on 7, but it's so close to start. Basically, 13th and 9th are separated by 6 points. So, cut results either way could go well for a lot of teams. Looks like that's going to be another good one. Be great to see Rams and Richmond and Rotherham all up there fighting at the end of the season. See how that pans out, because looks like it started pretty well. So let's see how that carries on throughout the season. We're only 6 games in, so I know this is a bit of an early punt at what's going on, but just want to keep everyone in the loop on the grassroots stuff, that not everyone gets a chance to sit there and run through it. As everyone, well, not everyone, but those that watched one of my earlier episodes, League 2 North, National League 2 North was a big league last year and separated by only a couple of points and points difference. And League's Tykes are back up there again, 6 wins, all bonus points on 30 points. They've already put 223 points on the board for themselves. Lim are in second now, so they've got 261 points they've scored. They've got 30 points as well, 6 wins, six bonus points by the looks of that. Sheffield, 6 wins. It looks like one of them felt it wasn't a bonus point, so they're on 29. So the top 3 have pretty much pulled away from 4th at the minute. So they're Fylde are in 4th with 20 points. So there's 9 and 10 points separate the top 3 and 4th already. So I think last season was pretty much the same. There was then separated by a couple of points and some really hefty points on the board. So it looks like that National League 2 North is going to be a big league to watch as well. Sheffield Tigers are not completely adrift, but they got 6 defeats, but 5 points. So it looks like they've had 5 defeats by bonus points. So they kept themselves in there. Got Hull and Hull Ionians in there as well. So it looks like that's a potential local derby coming up as well at some point. So it looks like another really tough league, National League 2 North. Some big points on the board to start with, to start the season. If anything was like last season to go by, it's going to be a big league to watch at the end as well. We're now going into National League 2 East, which obviously those that know haven't are in there. Tonbridge Juddians are on top, 6 points, 6 wins, 6 bonus point wins on 30 points. They're running some tries in for fun. They managed to come back the other day on the final play of the game against Guernsey, I believe it was, to snatch a potential defeat out of the jaws with the last play of the game, which was, watching the replays back, was phenomenal. Yeah, it was against Guernsey at home. 38-37, that ended. Great final play. They've managed to put some points on the board. They went to Havant at the weekend and won 39-31 as well. And one a Gosport lad, Curtis Barnes, he's over there playing his rugby at the minute and scoring tries for fun. So it's good to see Gosport lads again pushing themselves up the leagues and doing what they do best. Curtis, really good lad as well. So he's scoring some tries for fun for Tonbridge. And hopefully they can carry on their rise up through the National 2 East. Have had a bit of an indifferent start, picked up some big wins, and also lost some games that, I think, looking at the reports, they potentially could have picked up more. Guernsey are in second, obviously with 5 wins and the one defeat to Tonbridge on 27 points. Dorking in third, 5 wins and 1 defeat. Canterbury in fourth with 5 wins and 1 defeat. Barnes, 4 wins and 2 defeats in fifth. Havant are down in 10th at the minute with 2 wins and 4 defeats, but have held their own in the league above where they were last season. Obviously, with last season's promotion, some teams that they could have potentially thought they might get something away from, and also they've probably got points away from other games that they thought they might not have started. So not a bad start for Havant. Oxford Harlequins obviously got promoted last year as well. 1 draw and 5 defeats leaves them on 5 points in 11th. So Havant are got 8 points clear on them at the minute as well. So Oxford Harlequins not had the greatest starts. Worthing are also struggling by the looks of it as well. 6 defeats, but 5 points on the board, so 5 bonus point defeats. Sevenoaks and Colchester are down there on six defeats with 2 points apiece. So 2 bonus point defeats in there for them. Looks to Havant hopefully will grow into the season as well. So they've managed to pick up some good wins and probably pick up a cut of defeats that they potentially shouldn't. They feel they might not have lost, but they've still come away with bonus points by the looks of it as well. So looks like a really good league again to keep an eye on. Yeah, so Canterbury. So they've had to play Tonbridge, Canterbury, Guernsey. Yeah, so they've had to play 3 of the top teams in the league already, and done a job on a couple of them, to be fair. Lost to Westcombe Park at home as well, which they probably feel that they should have won. Went to Worthing away and won, and then had Sevenoaks at home on the first game. So obviously Sevenoaks look like they're struggling. So haven't got the results done when they need to, and then come up against the bigger clubs in the league as well, and still put a performance in, but not got the results that they probably were used to over the last couple of seasons, where they've run away with little bits. But great to see Havant still pushing forward. Let's move over to the National League 2 West, which, when it says West, it's a bit of a lick, to be fair. I was having a look at some of the teams in that league, and it's that M6 has taken a hammering, to be honest. Macclesfield have fell into that West League as well, which is a bit of a shift for Macclesfield, all the way down to the likes of Cornwall and stuff like that. So I wonder if they've got a private jet, Macclesfield yet. National League 2 West. Camborne are on top. 5 wins, 1 defeat. Luctonians are in there as well. 5 wins, 1 defeat. Loughborough, Cinderford, Taunton Titans, Old Redcliffians, Bourneville, Redroof, Exeter University, Hornets, Macclesfield, Hinckley and Devonport Services. So some big journeys in there for a lot of clubs, and Macclesfield are further from bottom on 11 points, so they've still got some points out of their start to the season. Hinckley, one win and 5 defeats on 7. We're propping up the league at the minute, though. Devonport Services, 6 defeats and 2 points. So Camborne topping the league, as I said earlier, 26 points. Luctonians, looks like it's going to be close as well, because we've got basically 10 points that separates from 10th up to 1st. So be a nice league to keep an eye on for those that are over that side. Looks like a big journey up and down the leagues there as well. So as I mentioned a second ago, hopefully Macclesfield, the likes, have got a private jet sorted or something, because There are going to be some long old bus journeys, but as you never try and fall asleep on a rugby bus because it's never going to end well. So I wonder how many end up surviving those journeys down there as well. Or even if they go down the day before and come back the next day, I don't know. But it's a very widespread league, but it looks very close on results, and I wonder how much of it's impacted through the travelling between the games there as well. So Camborne, top in the league. Wonder how long that can carry on as well. I wonder, let's have a look and see how many home games they've had out of that, to be fair. They might have had home advantage for the start of the season a little bit, and do they get caught out at the end? I don't know. Home. We had 2 home games, 3 home games, 4 out of 6. And one of them was only up to it was across the Red Roof. Yeah, you can't really claim that as an away day. I'm not saying they're not a good side, but it looks like they've had the fixtures have fell their direction at the minute with 4 home games. They've travelled away to Loughborough. That was their one defeat, which was 49-31 to Loughborough. With the only other away game that they've had was away at Red Roof, 20 minutes, half hour out of the road maximum. So it's the luck of the draw potentially fell in Camborne's favour, but I'm not saying they're not capable of doing it on the away days, but always starting off the season majority at home will benefit those results. So we'll keep an eye on that league as well. And there's no shadiness or hate on Camborne there. I'm just looking at the facts of 5 home games in such a widespread league. Let's see how the travel results carries on after the one defeat on the road as well. We'll go London and South East. We'll keep it nice and local. Obviously down at Pompey End, we've got Regional 1 South Central. This was the league that obviously haven't won last year to come out. And London Welsh, obviously Sean Sheps tipped them last season during these pods. So they've had 5 games, 5 wins, 25 points. So they've had full scores on the doors. Jersey, 24 points in second with 5 wins. One of them, they missed out on a bonus point, which I believe was against Stags. Run them close, 27-31. Got a little bit closer, Stags, who were obviously in third. So fair play to Stags for trying to keep in with Jersey. Tough team to keep around. Stags are in third, 4 wins, 1 defeat, which obviously is to Jersey. Wimbledon, 4 wins, 1 defeat. Camberley, who obviously had big aspirations over the last few seasons, and there's some bigger teams in the league potentially this year that might stifle their promotion charge again. So 3 wins, 2 defeats. They're on 18. Bracknell are mid-table with 1 win, 1 draw and 3 defeats. Horsham keeping himself in there with 2 wins and 3 defeats. Tunbridge Wells, who's signed Chris Whiteley from who's gone across from Valencia. I think they lost Chris quite early on to quite a bad shoulder injury as well, who's a good winger for Valencia last season, and it looks like he's gone to Tunbridge and succumbed to injury quite early on. So it's a bit of a shame there for Chris to get across and not be able to make his stamp at Tunbridge. Maidenhead with 1 win, 1 draw, 3 defeats. Hammersmith and Fulham, 1 win and 4 defeats. Old Alenians, 1 win, 4 defeats. Brighton, 5 defeats, 1 point, sadly. So it looks like they got one bonus point defeat. Let's have a look at their fixtures. See Billy Rolfe, good lad as well. Saw Brighton down against Havant during pre-season, and Havant turned up mob-handed. So not a great start, but Brighton then managed to put a good result against Petersfield in pre-season. So we know Brighton are a really good side. Lost to Horsham away, 20-7, and then CS Stags at home lost 45-0. Went to Jersey away, 43-17. Lost to Bracknell, 19-27. Lost on the opening day, 14-15 at home to Hammersmith and Fulham. The bonus points picked up on the opening game. Looks like they've had a bit of a hard run of fixtures recently. Got Wimbledon on Saturday. So, and then London Welsh away. So hopefully Brighton can turn the corner. I know a few lads down there, really good bunch of lads. So hopefully Brighton can turn that around and get himself off the bottom of the table. What we got next? So we're going to go Regional 1 South East, I reckon. Regional 1 South East. Letchworth Garden City, top 5 wins, 25 points. Oundle, 5 wins, only 24 points. Old Tool Tring, 4 wins and 1 loss. Eamon, one of the Purple Cobras, plays for them. Got himself a couple of videos I saw on the old Instagram of running away, scoring tries for fun. So really top lad as well. Really big advocate for Purple Cobras. So keep it up, Eamon. Doing really well there, mate. Third in that division. Looks like you got a bit of a trundle around the country, though, because you've got old Northamptonians. And you've got Sudbury, Hertford, Southend Saxons, who won four titles last season, I believe. So it looks like they've had a bit of a tougher start to the season this year. Two wins and 3 defeats so far. And then you've got Shelford, North Walsham as well, which was one of the teams Mr. James Shanahan was part of when he first ever started, for those that remember that episode. Bedford Athletic, Harpenden and Amersham are propping up the table at the minute. Another league that looks like it's got a big bit of journey in. Let's see how Letchworth have started. Have they got the favourable home start to the season? There we go. Home game, an away game at Amersham, home game, Harpenden. So it looks like they travel well still. Put Harpenden, they put 67 points on them, and then 33 points on Amersham. And then they've taken their opportunities at home as well. So it looks like they're a team in the ascendant. Be good to see how that league pans out as well, with Oundle running them close as well on 24 points, missing out on that one bonus point. Let's see how their division has gone as well. The result: 1 home game. They've had three away days and still done the job. Put a couple of games, they've put 60 odd points on teams as well. Looks like it's going to be good in there for them. Looks like that's another one that's going to potentially be tight at the top. Let's keep an eye on that one throughout the season, everyone. And Eamon, obviously keep doing what you're doing, mate, for a Tring, and hopefully you guys can catch them up and put them to the sword when they come to your turf as well. Let's go across the Southwest regionals, shall we? We got Southwest Tribute Regional 1 Tribute Southwest. Oh, they don't know. Put some fucking names on these leagues. What's going on? Can we just go back to which level it is and just start playing rugby again, rather than spending more time at the end at the start of the game trying to announce which fucking league it is? It's bollocks. Here we go then. So we got Regional 1 Southwest. I'll just call it that. Lydney at top, 4 wins and 1 draw, 22 points. Launceston, 4 wins and 1 defeat in second. Exmouth, 4 wins and 1 defeat in third. Barnstable, 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. St Austell, Brixham, and you got Bassett, Marlborough, Matson, Ivy Bridge, Sidmouth, Chew Valley Bottom, 5 defeats, but 3 bonus point defeats by the looks of it. Sidmouth on the same 5 defeats, but all 5 of them are bonus point defeats. Looks like Sidmouth have still putting a battle up, even in defeat there, to keep them nice and close. But another league that, as we all know, that journeys up and down that 303 and the A30 can get pretty tiresome. Looks like they've got some. So Sidmouth had Matson and they managed to get Ivory Bridge. They only lost by 2. Exmouth, they lost by 11. Lost by 8 to Marlborough, but it looks like they might have got some through from scoring a few tries. So they'll manage to get bonus point defeats, which is fair play to them, keeping themselves in there. And then Lydney, 4 wins and 1 draw, wasn't it? Who did they draw against? Oh, opening day against Marlborough, 23-23. Oh, that looks like that was a bit of a game there. Put 69 points on Sidmouth though the other week, and went beat Royal Bassett as well. Lydney putting up a big fight for the season already. Big draw that, 23-23. I bet that was a good game to watch as well. But Regional 1 Southwest, bit of travelling on that one as well, but good game. Good league to keep an eye on there potentially. I'm sure everyone that's in it as well is probably enjoying some of them games. It's always nice to get away to Cornwall at times, isn't it, when you can get down and get a nice couple of games down there. See what the Midlands have got. Regional 1 Midlands. See if that's actually the Midlands or have they stretched it out again. There we go. Tables. You've got Siston at top, Stourbridge, Bromsgrove, Banbury, Bridgnorth, Burton, Nuneaton, Long Eaton, Dudley, Kings, Wingford, Sillylands, Derby and Kenilworth. Couple of teams in there I'll keep rolling around in the Flaming Unicorns chat as well. Long Eaton, and there was a charity game there the other day, I believe. Bridgnorth, got a few lads around there as well. So looks like a nice tight league. So 22 points on top for Siston. Down to 11th is only separated by 13 points, which is still quite sizable. Top three are separated by 2 points. Siston are the only team that are unbeaten. They've had a draw, but unbeaten otherwise. Looks like a tasty league to be involved in again. Keep an eye on that one as we go through. Got to keep an eye on the old Flaming Unicorn lads. Great bunch of lads. I think they've got the RAF coming up as well in another friendly soon. If you guys are available to play or want to go and watch them, the Flaming Unicorns are on tour again. Get yourself down there. Great bunch of lads. And always a good piss up afterwards. Shame, I'm gutted I didn't get the chance to get on the beers with after some of the footage I saw afterwards. It was always good to see rugby being done rugby way. Next up, we are going to go Regional 1 North East. I don't know how far you guys want me to go here. I think the top leagues, and then I think we'll just pick some random ones as we go through just to keep people in the mix. Scunny, probably the only success story coming out of Scunthorpe at the minute. Looks like their rugby team. 5 wins and 24 points. Top of the league there. You've got Sandal, York, Huddersfield, Percy Park, Clett, Heaton, Driftfield, Heath, Bladen, Selby, Ickley and Alnwick. Even Alnwick, 5 points propping up the table, but 4 defeats and 1 draw. So it looks like it's a fairly constant league, not major points being put on the board. Scunny, though, got 179, only conceded 76. So some fair play to Scunthorpe. Great to hear some success coming out of there for a change, because their football team completely disappeared and dog shit. And for those that have been to Scunny, know probably what Scunthorpe's like. So fair play to their rugby team for, looks like they're bringing a bit of pride back to Scunthorpe. Regional 1 North West then. Let's have a look. Rossendale are top of the league, 5 wins, 25 points. And Anselmians, 25 points as well, 5 wins. Wirral, 4 wins, 1 defeat. Blackburn, Manchester on 4th and 5th. 4 wins, 1 defeat on 19 points. Newport Salah, 3 wins, 2 defeats, 18 points. Then you've got Penrith, Stockport, Kendal, Stoke-on-Trent, Leet and Birkenhead Park. Birkenhead Park are on 0 points with 5 defeats. So doesn't look like they've managed to get many. They've conceded 284 points as well. So looks like that could be a tough season for Birkenhead ahead there. And yeah, looks like Rossendale and Anselmians look like they could run away with that league a little bit. It'd be good to see how that ends up if they get a couple of wins either way. Let's go Regional 2 in the South, London South East. So Regional 2 South Central. We'll keep an eye, give you guys a top up on the old Petersfield, Newbury. Got to be around them. Obviously they accommodate us so well. We've got to talk about how they're getting on in their respective league. Looks like a really good league as well. Some great results. Unknown which way it could go at times. The Tots are top, 5 wins and on 25 points. They're putting a real mark on this season. Farnham, 4 wins, 1 draw in second on 21. I believe they took a draw against Winchester the other week, which Winchester probably did not expect coming. Yeah, 25-25 it was the other week. So Farnham have really put a mark on it. North Dorset, another one, a friend of the pod, 55-5. They lost to Farnham at the weekend, which is a big win. And then Petersfield have got host Farnham on Saturday. So Petersfield need to get back to winning ways after a defeat last week against Andover, which was potentially a little bit of a shock to the system. Andover they're up there and around. Winchester 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss, which gives them on 18 points in third, which a lot of people were hanging their hat on the start of the season that Winchester were potentially going to run away with the league. They've really started the season well. And it looks like some of the other teams around them. So they lost by 1 point to Bournemouth at the weekend, 33-32. Pumped Cobham, 50 nothing the week before. Drew against Farnham. Beat Andover 78-5. And then on the opening day, won 21-3 away at Wimborne. So a lot of people at the start of the season expected Winchester to run away with it. But Tots have been going about their business. We obviously saw Wimborne at Newbury when we went up there with their big win, and they're fourth and doing really well in the league. To be fair, same points as Petersfield, 3 wins and two defeats, both on 17 points as well. Bournemouth, obviously, big talk around the start of the season with financial issues. Looks like they've managed to get that sorted now, and the 3 wins and 2 defeats in the league puts them 6th on 15 points and picking up wins against Winchester as well, which is a big scalp, to be fair to them. Cobham, couple of heavy defeats, but still in 7th on 11. North Dorset, 8th on 10 points. And then you got Newbury, 1 win and 4 defeats in 9th with 9 points. Andover, 2 wins, 3 defeats on 8 points in 10th. Chichester, 1 win, 4 defeats on 7 points in 11th. Guildford with 5 defeats but 4 points. So it looks like there's still some tries being scored. Let's obviously reach out to Newbury. Let's have a look on what their next game is. I believe they've got Guildford, if I remember correctly off the top of my head. They've got Bournemouth this weekend. Apologies. So Newbury have got Bournemouth at Newbury as well. So looks like that could be a big game. And then they've got Guildford away the weekend after. Hopefully Newbury can get back to winning ways, because they looked very good pre-season and really good bunch of lads. Really good club as well. Really good to speak to them. They lost by a point at the weekend to Chobham as well, which is the teams around them. They should be really trying to pick up points. By the looks of it, hopefully we can get back up and around there at some point during the season as well, because they've always been so accommodating. Petersfield exactly the same. Really good bunch of rugby people there as well. So great to see. London and South East again. Let's go see how the mighty Gosport are getting on. Mighty Gosport. So I know at the weekend Gosport had Guernsey 2, so it's good to see Gosport with a 22-17 win. They were on the receiver end of a cricket score though, on 80-22 lost to Havant 2s, which fair play to Havant, but you never want to see that as a Gosport. And then 52-5 beating over Trojans, lost to Basingstoke, and started the season with a 16-7 win against Portsmouth at home. Bit of an indifferent start for the season for Gosport, but they are sat there in 6th on 13 points. Still in reach with it, but haven't looked like they're running away with it. Havant 2s, 25 points, 25, 5 wins. So 5 bonus point wins as well. Big cricket scores on a couple of teams as well. So they got, to beat Ellingham, Ringwood, 19-51. Beat Gosport, 80-22. Went to Bognor, won 41-29. Had Eastleigh at home, 53-27. And then Bournemouth 2, 61-12 on the first game of the season. 2's really putting their mark on it. And it looks like having a team in Nat 2 and players being able to flick between the two as well is really working out pretty well for having 2s again. Really good scheme there. Sandown Shanklin look like they're putting a bit of a battle up this year as well. 21 points, 4 wins and 1 defeat. The defeat coming to Basingstoke as well. So Basingstoke look like they're still fighting a charge. They're in 3rd this season at the minute. 4 wins, 1 defeat, only on 19 points. Eastleigh, 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. Ellingham, 3 wins and 2 defeats on 14 points in 5th. Gosport, 6th. Guernsey 2's, 2 wins and 3 losses for 12 points for them in 7th. Bournemouth 2's, 1 win, 1 defeat, 1 win, 1 draw, 3 defeats, 8 points in 8th. Bognor, also on 8, with 1 win and 4 defeats. Portsmouth, 1 win, 4 defeats with 6 points in 10th. Trojans, 11th with 6 points, 1 win, 4 defeats. New Milton, 1 win, 4 defeats and 4 points. So the bottom 4 can't really be separated apart from on sort of bonus points in a minute. So it looks like it could be a slippery slope if you miss up from 5th downwards. Looks like the top 2 or 3 are potentially putting a stamp on the season already. So it'd be good to see when they come up against each other how that all pans out as well. So fair play to Havant too. So obviously Gosport putting their mark in the league as well, picking up a good win against Guernsey there. That's a decent win against a decent side there against Guernsey. Where should we go? I'm trying to find out Bradford's Salem, shall we? Because obviously they had a really good season last year with a good few trophies on the table. I think they got into a bit of financial difficulty though over the summer. So whether that's been continued and their success. So they are in Regional 2 North East. They're 3rd at the minute with 4 wins and 1 defeat. They've got Old Rodleians, Rochdale, Motley, Pontefract, Scarborough, Moortown, Wetherby, Moulton and Norton, Doncaster, Phoenix, Goole and Old Crossleigh. Bradford look like they're still putting some bits on the board. Obviously, Dara Coyle was their recent guest, and yeah, they obviously they got some really good wins and a few trophies last season. That one defeat might sting them a little bit. I don't know. I'm sure. Hopefully, they've got the financial situation resolved as well. Because yeah, there was a few messages going out at the end of the last season that there was a significant financial issue down there. Another local club as well. We've got Southsea Nomads. Have finally got a ground alongside. We'll jump back to Lockheath Pumas as well. So Lockheath, another local club, to Pompey, have got their own ground sorted. Southsea Nomads literally were called Nomads for a reason. They've only literally just managed to sort their own ground, playing down in Counties 4, I believe, in Hampshire. Yeah, in the same league as Gosport 2s, and Nomads 3 games in, 2 wins and 1 draw, leaves them 8th though, with 4 points. Alton at top with 3 wins. Chinham 2nd, Fawley, Winchester 3s, Gosport 2s, Bognor 2s, Lymington Mariners, Nomads, Hook and Odium and Oldsford. So there's some big teams in that league as well. Nomads, great to see them actually having their own ground finally. They've managed to get it sorted. I know one of their lads reached out to me as well, so hopefully they are one of them that we can get round on the reformed Rugby Grassroots podcast. And they've got Hook and Odium away this weekend, Fawley at home, Chinham away as well in coming weeks. They managed to beat Gosport 2s at the weekend, 17-10 as well. One of their defeats is a home walkover against Bognor 2, so it looks like they might have not been able to get a team across there. And then they beat Oldsford 40-24 as well. So it's great to see they've finally got a ground, and hopefully we can get over there. Let's jump across to Lockheath Pumas as well, another team with a new ground in the Hampshire region. Lockheath, Counties 2 Hampshire League. You got Winchester 2s atop, with Havant 3s atop as well. Oh, and Millbrook. Our good old mates over at Millbrook as well. They're 3rd at the minute with 3 wins, but only 14 points, while Winchester and Havant are on top with 15 apiece. United Services in there as well from Pompey, 11 points. Fareham Heathens 5th with 9 points, 2 wins and a defeat. Pixel 2s are in the same league as well, 1 win, 2 defeats. Isle of Wight are in there, 1 win, 2 defeats, 4 points. Fordham Bridge 8th with 1 point, 3 defeats. Chichester 2s are 9th with 3 defeats, 1 point, and then Lockheath in 10th with 3 defeats and 1 point, though. Lockheath look like they've had a bit of a tough start. Let's see how many times they've managed to use that new home ground. See if they can hopefully make that a bit of a fortress for them, because a few lads have been over there, played the game, played for Lockheath, managed to retire on their own terms, which obviously side picket from the Purple Cobras is another one. Let's go Winchester Twos at the weekend, lost 54-10. That's a big defeat. They lost to our mates over at Millbrook as well, 66-19, and then lost by a point away at Isle of Wight on the day. So their first league game at home was against Millbrook, and they lost 66-19. Unlucky, obviously. Millbrook, fair play to you. And hopefully they have a really good season as well, because really accommodating Millbrook, and it's great to see what they're doing, especially their women's team as well. The women's team are looking like they're really putting up some real results as well. Managed to play against the Royal Navy the other week as well, and held them for a good 60-odd minutes. Finally succumb, I think, potentially probably to the Navy, obviously being a little bit more structured and having more time together. But fair play to Millbrook. They've got US Pompey at the weekend at Millbrook. They've got Winchester as well. It's a fairly local derby away the weekend after. And they welcome Havenfreeze at start of November at Millbrook as well. It's looking good. It's going to be a good league there. Heathens are obviously in and around. Petersfield Twos, Millbrook, Luxey. Fair play to them. Women's competitions. Let's have a look and see how Havant women's are getting on. And Millbrook as well, if we can. Millbrook women's. Have a look at Havant's. By the look of it, they don't look like they're in the full league is underway, so that's why I couldn't find them. So they lost first to Farnham 62-31 the other week. They beat the Valkyries 55-17. Portsmouth Valkyries, fair play to. And lost to Ellingham and Ringwood 66-10. Lost to Andover 38-24. Lost to Royal Navy 17-24. And then lost to Farnham 62-31. And they've got Avonvale. So Havant women's coming up as well, which will be a good game to see. That's on the 3rd of November. So if anyone wants to get across to watch that, go watch Havant women as well. So we'll have a look at them in a second, because they're really starting to pull up some trees at the minute. They've had some big games, Havant women ones. Obviously, some big names back, and hopefully we can get them. We can get Havant women's on the pod probably in the next cycle. Probably not this side of the year. When we come back the other side, they are in Women's Championship South East 2. Havant women's are currently 4th, 2 wins, 1 defeat. Trojans ladies, Blackheath women's are bottom on -5 with 3 wins, 3 defeats. So Havant women's done in that first 3 games. So they're Blackheath women's at the weekend. Havant won 33-10. At Barnes women won 45-0, and then lost to Trojans first game 24-15. So Havant's women's this season have got off to a decent start. Obviously, it's a long old season, to be fair. So hopefully, let's see how their twos are getting on as well. Millbrook, hopefully they can obviously get into a league soon and get it all set up, because even though some of the results haven't gone their way, they're still out there and are playing games and fulfilling fixtures. So women's, so Havant's twos, NC3 Southwest. So they are joint top with Trojans ladies, 3 wins, both on 14 points. So Portsmouth Valkyries ladies 2 at bottom of that league. They've got Oak Medians, Paul Eastleigh, East Dorset, Weymouth and Portland. Looks like a half-decent league there to be women's teams. Got results. So they beat Eastleigh women's 35-19. They had an away win, away walkover in the Junior Cup against Chobham. They then won 31-5 against East Dorset Dockers, and they beat Weymouth and Portland 56-5. They've got their league run in there, to be fair. So that looks like a decent backup. We believe there's a chance that they've got a 3rd team being available. Potentially depends on fixtures and stuff. We've also going to catch up on the Rugby Europe as well. Rugby Europe has started their Europe Super Cup, which unfortunately missed most of it, of the games that were in Spain that I wasn't able to get across when we got stranded back. Pool A consists of the Black Lions, Lustiano, and the Iberians. So Spain obviously put in the Iberians, the Castilla y Leon Iberians, 3 defeats, rock bottom, 0 points. They've got game this Sunday against Lustianos at home, which is probably up in Burgos. Obviously available. Yeah, it's up in Burgos. It's about 6 hours for me. I've already got rugby this weekend. Got an away game for the under-16s up in Valencia, taking on Calby. And then I've got to get from there across to Alicante for an away day for my seniors game as well. Rugby is pretty much taking up most of my life. And I don't think the missus is enjoying it too much, but I'm pretty happy with it, to be fair. Black Lions have got 4 wins and 4 bonus point wins, basically. They beat Lustianos 36-0. They beat the Iberians 47-21. They then beat Lustianos 38-14. They then beat Iberians again 54-3. They're basically sewn that little league. Pool A up. That's pretty much tied up for the Black Lions. The other side of the draw, Pool B, which is got a few more teams in that one, so 4 teams in there. We've got Delta on top on 3 wins on 14 points. The Romanian Wolves in second with 2 wins and 1 defeat on 11 points. Brussels Devils, 1 win, 2 defeats on 5 points. And then Bohemia Rugby Warriors on 3 defeats, rock bottom 1-0. Delta get to play the Romanian Wolves on Saturday, and Brussels Devils also play Saturday against Bohemia. So that league will pretty much be resolved in that first game, because I believe after this it carries on across to the top 2. Basically, the top team win their leagues get play each other. So it looks like it's going to be the Black Lions against potentially Delta or the Romanian. I haven't had much chance to keep an eye on that because obviously I've been literally flat out with other rugby stuff. But we have also seen the start of the Rugby Men's Conference, I believe. So another league to keep an eye on if you want to keep your rugby topped up outside of the mainstream. So yeah, the conference, 24-25. We are underway. Started a little while ago. Austria got the first win under their belt, beat Hungary 39-12. Then Moldova beat Turkey 43-13. Montenegro been chucked into this one with Kosovo as well, so 55-10. Montenegro then lost to Bosnia 30-20. Malta beat Cyprus 43-21. Moldova won 31-3 against Serbia. Turkey won 49-10 against Bulgaria. Denmark won 42-0 against Finland. Then they went and put an absolute sword through Estonia. Denmark won 105-0 against Estonia last weekend. Slovenia also battered Kosovo 74-10. So, some big results this weekend. You've got Finland against Norway. The weekend after, you've got Norway, Latvia, Slovakia, Hungary, and we've got a few. There's potentially Israel re-enter in Feb and April, maybe. Depends how that all works out. The pools, scores on the doors. Pool A is Denmark, Norway, Latvia, Finland, Estonia, and Denmark at top. 2 wins, 10 points. And obviously bonus point wins as well. Austria in Pool B, you got Austria, Slovakia, Ukraine, and Hungary. Only 1 game out of that one so far, which is Austria against Hungary. Austria top with 5 points. Pool C, Moldova, Turkey, Serbia, Bulgaria. We've got Moldova on top on 10 points with 2 wins. Turkey second with 1 win on 5 points. Serbia and Bulgaria third and fourth, respectively. The Pool D, which I don't know how that's going to work out, but let's wait and see. So you've got Malta, Andorra, Israel, and Cyprus. So Malta, 5 points top after beating Cyprus. Andorra and Israel, second and third on no points, not played yet. Pool E, Slovenia, Montenegro, but Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Kosovo. Slovenia top, 5 points, 1 game, 1 win. Montenegro, 1 win, 1 defeat, 5 points in second. And then Bosnia, 1 win, 4 points. I'm not sure how that's going to eventually roll out with Israel still in the mix. Hopefully they manage to get some rugby game time, or they find a solution of how that is, whether one of the other teams is going to be able to slot across, or they just have to avoid that part of the league, because I don't know what the likelihood of Israel playing any rugby at the minute, unless they've managed to resolve rugby outside of Israel at the minute, because I haven't seen it and I can't see it happening anytime soon. Next week, though, 26th, Lithuania take on Luxembourg in the start of the men's trophy. Luxembourg obviously just getting promoted, having a really good summer in the sevens as well. It'd be great to see how they manage to take on the likes of Lithuania. They'll also be in that group. They'll have Croatia, Czechia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Poland after being relegated, and then Sweden as well. So looks like that will be a nice understanding, because Sweden also had a really good summer in the sevens as well. So it'd be good to see they've got Czechia that weekend as well. So 2 games next weekend on the 26th, and then a few running up. That basically runs all the way through till mid-April. Let's figure out when we got the start of the Rugby Europe Championship. I don't think that starts again until next. When did it start last year? It started in March last year. I very much doubt it's going to change. We'll hopefully get some games in there. What else we got? The Women's Conference as well, and the Women's Trophy have already started, or the Women's Conference has started, apologies. Latvia beat Norway 50 points to 0, and Romania won 66-12 against Bulgaria. No other fixtures on the list at the minute on the website, so can't really advise whether you're able to watch any of them. And the Women's Trophy is underway. It starts this weekend, actually. So another one. We've got Finland, Germany, and Belgium in there. So Finland take on Germany in Finland. Germany play Finland at the weekend at 12 o'clock in Finland. And then you've got Belgium play Finland on the 5th of the 4th. Okay. And then apparently they've already decided the Women's Trophy is going to be between Germany and Belgium. So I'm hoping that's just a clerical error on the website, and they haven't just decided that Finland are going to get absolutely topped and there's no point of even playing the other games. Hopefully that's just something they've missed, and they've just planned to schedule something different, and they just put the 2 teams there by error. Women's rugby is on the up still. We've obviously just finished the women's 15s. Spain managed to qualify for the World Cup, which is great to see. Really good buzz around Spanish rugby at the minute as well. We are actually going to get out to some of the men's games. So I have managed to get tickets for Spain against Uruguay in Madrid on the 9th. So I'm going up there with the wife and the kids, taking a weekend away in Madrid for that one. It's a nice little sacrifice for you lot, obviously. It's all about business. Nothing helps. And then on the 16th, we are going to watch Spain against Fiji as well up in Valladolid. So we get to go and watch Spain against Fiji in Valladolid's football stadium. So we've got tickets sorted, and we are pitch side, I believe. We are literally row 1 right by the tunnel. So we might even manage to get some bits. I believe Sam Matavesi has also been picked for Fiji. So Sam, if you're up for it, let's try and get some bits done that weekend, hopefully. So I'll drop you a message at some point. And then on the 23rd? Yeah, 23rd of November, Spain are playing the USA back in Madrid. We are in the midst of planning this as a Aguiles club trip. We are going to go, hopefully, up as a mass merry band of kids, parents, coaches. Take a few coaches up there. It's up there by 1 o'clock kickoff, so it'll be an early start. Get up there, let the kids go and watch some international rugby. Tickets are dirt cheap, like €12 or something for the kids and €20 for the adults. Obscenely cheap. So yeah, we've got 3 big international games coming up soon, which we'll hopefully we'll be getting some footage around and hopefully some other bits as well. But the women's rugby recently, obviously the women's 15, X15 tournament didn't disappoint. Spain obviously winning their section, England winning theirs. Some great rugby on display as well. And obviously those players are now available to get back into the Prem, the PWR. So it'll be good to see all of those players back in the PWR and allowing those teams and the other players that have managed to get blooded in during that period as well, which is really good to see that as well, that other players have been had to step in. And then I think it's quite a short season for the PWR, ready for the 2025 World Cup. So yeah, it'd be great. Got some really big guests lined up in relation to that as well, which hopefully we're going to open the season 2 up with as well. I haven't forgot about Rugby Return. We had a game the other day. Logistically, it was a nightmare for me to do the match day vlog that I promised, and it was my missus' birthday the other day. Didn't go rugby training. The other day was a light session because of Spanish holidays, and then we're back to it tonight properly. So I'll get some bits done. Took an absolute tonking. We lost 47-0 to Inter, who would basically top the team. But we didn't lose a scrum, didn't do anything negative in that side. Just their back line was phenomenal. They just managed to find all the gaps that we created. Platform was created there. But we didn't have any subs. We did have one sub, but he had to come on after one of our lads got knocked out after 20 minutes. So, yeah, it's going to be a long season potentially with a limited amount of players. We've got 25 signed up, but 16 or 17 that seem to be available, which in the Spanish heat, playing at 5 o'clock, is going to get a long old day, to be honest. So hopefully we can get some more players available and we can actually get some more, put a bit of a battle up, because we got Alicante this weekend. So that's going to be a good one. I think they took a bit of a battering the other week. So hopefully we can also go and get our first win under our belt there. But as I said, I am in Valencia that morning with the under-16s. So logistically, I've got to get there and back and across. No coach supplied either, so I've got to drive. So yeah, it's fun, shall we say, doing grassroots rugby in Spain at the minute. There's a few quirks that still trying to understand as well, obviously from being the president on the under-16s, the head coach, and then also getting involved in seniors. I'm now slowly understanding a lot more of the quirks that the Spanish game has, shall we say. But I do apologise for rambling on with this one. I wanted just to keep you guys in the mix with episodes. Massive shout out to all the teams in the leagues at the minute, local teams, other teams in the regional ones, all the teams in Spain, the Aguiles. We managed to go to Valencia the other week against Valencia B and their Valencia B team and the under-16s. It was a team that won the Spanish Champions League last year for their age group. So we gone up there and we put it on them and we won 32-17, I think, something like that. I can't remember now. We left a few points out there as well, which was a bit disappointing, but we now got to Cal B on Saturday, who's another big outfit up there. So hopefully we can carry on putting it against these Valencian teams and make them aware that we're here for the duration. So good fun coaching, good fun getting back playing. First result wasn't great, but we're here, we're still moving, we're out playing rugby, and I hope you guys are getting back into it as well. And everyone that's been involved in the game recently, just keep going and let's keep spreading the word. I know I'm stepping away for a little bit of a rest, but we will come back better in season 2 for the pod. But don't forget, we've probably got another 6 weeks worth of episodes yet. So I ain't gone yet. And we're also putting some substitute in between and getting the grassroots rugby back, which you guys seem to really enjoy. So I want to carry on shining that light on grassroots games. So don't forget, if you fancy us turning up to your game, being able to interview beforehand, interview during half time, and then interview afterwards, get it shared, let us know. We're more than welcome to pop along. I think hopefully the first game we're targeting is the 16th of November. So let us know if you want us down, and let's carry on with that. And hopefully we can get out to other clubs like yourselves in the coming future and carry on with spreading grassroots rugby. But finally, one thing from me, just thank you for listening through this ramblings and bit of a league review. If you've made it, if you haven't, I fully understand, but I didn't want to leave you without another episode. But make sure you do share, follow, subscribe, all of that gubbins, because it does help grow it to other people that are willing to listen to my ramblings. And one last thing from me, just thank you for joining in and following and listening, and hope you guys really enjoyed last week's episode with Tom as well, because the figures look a lot of that worked out as a really good interview. So one last thing, thank you and goodbye.